running for Congress, House District 22. I am the first female Hispanic candidate out of District 22, and we need more women in Congress. Right now, we only have 13 women in the House that are Republicans. The Democrats have 105, and we've got some catching up to do. Vote Diana Miller.
So Diana Miller for Congress.
Yep.
Big step.
Big step.
How did that come about?
You know, I've been involved in politics in Fort Bend County for a decade already. I've been a political advocate there. I've advocated for the community, and I know Sri Kulkarni personally. I know his network, and I was concerned about the path on which we were going. And I said, I can't let this happen. I got to step up.
So there's a lot of candidates.
Yeah, there are.
There's a lot of candidates
There are
running.
a lot, yes.
So how do you feel you stand out in this whole race as being one of the few women in this
Absolutely.
candidacy for
Absolutely.
CD22? And as a Latina?
I think the difference is that I have lived in this community for 35 years. I have a huge network because I have been politically active. In Sugar Land, when something goes wrong, when the community is upset, when there's an issue, they don't go to City Hall. They come and knock on my door. And we have community meetings. We sit down, and depending on what that issue is, we figure out what's our best path to resolve it, and we do it. And we have done it multiple times. We have taken on the big politicians, the big developers. You know, Sugar Land's a lot of money. There's a lot of money involved there.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't always benefit the community to do what big money wants to do. So we have stood up to them. You know, a recent issue was a developer who wanted to do a very high density development just off the Brazos River. And I went to the meeting. I said, what about flood mitigation? Flood mitigation is a huge issue for our community. And I hear the other candidates talking about the national issues. Our community was touched by Harvey. It's flood mitigation. You know, I'm about our home, our personal safety, what's best for us. And I think you have to advocate for your community. And I think that that's what a lot of the other candidates are missing is they're talking national issues, but we have issues right here at home. You know, right now, they're estimating $3.5 billion to tame the Brazos River. Or we've got communities that are basically going to fall into the river within the next 30 years.
So you mentioned big money.
Yes.
So how do you reach all these people who are not from big money?
I have a long network, long history of that network that's already there. When we had this issue, they came in and tried to change our zoning code. And what we did was we did a voter petition, which I was the head of. I worked with an attorney. We got the legal jargon drafted. It was a voter petition to change our zoning back. We got 3,200 voter signatures in 30 days.
Wow.
30 days. And so I'm connected with all those people.
Right.
Because we did a huge job. And we did it together.
In the Hispanic community, how do you feel? Do they vote?
Not always, but Neither do a lot of the other residents. So that's a challenge, is getting people out to vote. But Sugarland, we do get pretty active. And I'm not just involved in the Hispanic community. We have a large Hindu community. We have a Muslim community. I volunteer with the Fort Bend Education Foundation. I've been a volunteer with them for about 8 years now. It's a huge group of women. We raise hundreds of thousands of dollars every year for the schools.
That's awesome.
It is.
Fort Bend being so diverse.
Yes. And, Sugarland's the heart of that. So we all have raised our children together. My children went through Clements High School. Now my grandkids are going to school here in Sugarland. They all live like a few blocks away from me. So this is my home, and it's always been personal for me. It's not, I want to go to Congress and I'm going to write legislation, because that's probably not going to happen. You have to be able to advocate for your community. And I think the difference is that even though I haven't held an elected job, I've made a huge difference in our community. I've stopped a lot of tax increases that weren't warranted. The public school fund was changed because of an investigation that I took part in regarding the Imperial development. Developers were getting sweetheart deals, and the school fund was suffering from that.
Been very busy and very active.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. What would be the one word to describe you?
Tenacious. I don't give up. I don't give up. And I think that's why people come to me, because they know that when there's an issue, that I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to get it resolved.